famous bedtime stories. He's at it again. Today I bring you an American horror movie, Baghead. This film mainly describes a girl inherits her father's estate. Unexpectedly, she found a monster in the basement. He had a magical ability. Just eat the clothes worn by the deceased, or an organization. Then the souls of the deceased can be summoned and become like the dead. Let the living see their dead relatives. They often don't know. There's a conspiracy going on here. Friendly reminder that this film is helpful for sleep. Be sure to watch it with your friends who can't sleep. Let him sleep peacefully. Not much to say. Positive film starts. Please hug your girlfriend and watch. Business is booming in this bar every day, but not because of how good his wine was. It's because of the owner of this bar. It turns out that the boss kept a monster in the basement. Let the living see their dead relatives. Although it was only for 2 minutes, but a lot of people come, spend a lot of money to see the side of your loved ones. So the pub is doing great business. However, on this very night, a man knocked on the door of the bar, then came out with $3,000. Asked the old man to do something for him. Unexpectedly, the old man refused, because although he made a lot of money, but there was a sense of fear that came from within, so that he had to refuse the deal. He also banished men. Then I took some medicine, recorded a video, then go to the basement. But what I never expected was, when he comes up, covered in flames, until he was completely cut off from life. The flames disappeared strangely, so this is quite shocking. No one knows what happened in the basement. The next day, her daughter Freya Allen, who was abroad, received a call from the police. Tell her to claim her father's body. That same day she got on the plane and went home. But when she saw her father's body, it doesn't show sadness. It's a look of indifference. Turns out her father abandoned her 20 years ago. Her father came to her in name only. But just as she was about to go downstairs, a lawyer found Freya Allen, said he was his father's lawyer, to transfer property to Freya Allen. And then, she took Freya Allen to the bar her father left behind. The lawyer told her about the origin of the bar. Don't look at this bar. It's run down. But it's been 600 years. She can sell it for a lot of money, if she resells it. Freya Allen looked around. The walls are covered with photos, owners of past pubs, looking at the wooden door of the basement. Let her involuntarily be stunned for a few seconds. The lawyer suddenly came over, broke her stunned. Then he took out a long-standing deed, said to just sign her own name on it. This bar belongs to her. Freya Allen didn't think much of it either. For windfall, it's too late for her to be happy. But she never imagined this will drag her into an endless abyss. Then the lawyer asked her to stay here for one night. He'll bring her the keys tomorrow. Freya Allen has no place to live now. She had no choice but to settle for one night. But when she goes to bed at night, the bedside alarm clock suddenly rang. Then a strange sound came from the house. Freya Allen follows the source of the sound, went to the basement door, but she doesn't know. A dark shadow flashed behind him. Went to the living room with a nervous mood. This freaks Freya Allen out. Men are also aware of the abrupt, knowing that Freya Allen has become the master of this place. Immediately explained to Freya Allen that he's not a bad person himself, and in the name of God. Then he took out a thick stack of dollars. The man's name is Jeremy Irvine. Came here by myself, just to meet his own wife. But Freya Allen said, how could his wife be here? And now she's all alone. But Jeremy Irvine said, there was someone in the basement. Let him see his wife. Then he added the money to Freya Allen, as long as Freya Allen is willing to help. So these are hers. Freya Allen also saw so much money for the first time, and she agreed. Tell Jeremy Irvine to come back the next day, because the lawyer hasn't given her the key yet. Jeremy Irvine heard the surprise. He turned around and left happily. The next day Freya Allen got the key, however, along with the key, and the videotape in front of my father, and she looks out the window, and she sees her best friend downstairs. It turns out that Freya Allen saw it as easy to make money, earn thousands of dollars, in just 2 minutes. She couldn't wait to tell her best friend. That's why my best friend rushed over non-stop. In the evening, Jeremy Irvine arrived as scheduled. Come to the bar. Freya Allen took out the key, and opened the basement door. But when she got to the basement, it was empty. Only 2 chairs, and a big black hole in the back wall. Then Jeremy Irvine called into the hole, said he wanted to meet his own wife, but no sound came from the dark hole. Then Freya Allen also said a word into the hole, get the people out of the hole, but she didn't expect. Jeremy Irvine immediately went up to explain his request, but the kook ignored him. Instead, he went to Freya Allen. This is the first time I have encountered this situation. Freya Allen was terrified. Keep telling the monster to stop. She didn't expect the monster to really stop. Jeremy Irvine now understands. Freya Allen owns this bar. Monsters will only follow her orders. Then Freya Allen asked the monster to sit in a chair, and Lil was sitting on the opposite side of him. He expressed his request. The monster stretched out its terrifying hand. Lil takes out the ring he married his wife with, put it in the hands of the monster. After the monster gets the ring, pulled the hood and swallowed the ring, then let out a roar. Jeremy Irvine forgot one thing. That is to tie up the monster. Fortunately, it's not too late. Soon the monster is tied up. The monster keeps struggling. Then the hand began to twist strangely, turned into thin hands. Jeremy Irvine was pleasantly surprised to see this. He knew it had worked. Take off the hood slowly. But it wasn't his wife who showed up. It's the mother he least wants to see. Because his mother left him to commit suicide, leaving Jeremy Irvine alone. Jeremy Irvine has nothing but anger at his mother. But his mother felt no guilt towards him. But to tell him that he ruined everything, she never thought of having children. Jeremy Irvine set her on a path to death. It's all his fault. But just as Nell was talking to his mother, no one noticed the hole in the back. A pool of black water appeared inside. Immediately after, Jeremy Irvine's mother is like a different person. Tell him I want her to have one last kiss. See this scene? Jeremy Irvine ran away in fear. You can look around. Mother actually disappeared. Fortunately, Freya Allen called the monster to stop at this time. Jeremy Irvine was saved. Freya Allen, hurry up. Put a hood on the monster, then tell her to go back. The monster reluctantly walked back, but when she got to the hole, he turned to look at Freya Allen. 3 people immediately went outside, unlocked the door. But now Jeremy Irvine, he was upset about not seeing his wife, said he was willing to pay double the price, just to see his wife again. But Freya Allen is a little scared now, did not agree immediately. Jeremy Irvine saw this. Only one phone number can be left. Tell Freya Allen to figure it out and tell him himself. Freya Allen remembered her father's videotape, learned it through videotape. As soon as Freya Allen signs the deed, then it is equivalent to signing a contract. Monsters have the ability to communicate with the dead, but there is a drawback. So, 2 minutes at a time. And if you communicate too much with the monster, then the monster's abilities will also become stronger and stronger. He also thought about running away. It's just that wherever he goes, as long as you go to bed at night, monsters will run into his dreams and harass him. Until I got back to the bar, these will disappear. Finally, my father told Freya Allen, tell her never to go into a black hole, and better not to summon monsters. Keep the bar open, and you'll be fine. See here, Freya Allen just found out. It turned out that her father did not abandon her. It was her father who was protecting her. But Freya Allen still didn't listen to her father. It took more than 20 years for my father to have an accident. She only used it once herself. Shouldn't happen. Tell your girlfriend immediately. End this order. For safety. Still writing a few words in paint in the basement. Monsters are not allowed to cross the staircase. And then he told the monster in the black hole, crossing here is not allowed, and never leave the basement. But from the black hole came the low roar of a monster. Then Freya Allen put the key around her neck. She followed her best friend and went out. Little did he know that he was there. She died after writing it down in the lower room. The next day, Freya Allen found him on the phone Jeremy Irvine left behind. Learned from Jeremy Irvine. Freya Allen's father for 20 years has been summoning monsters for a living, so the bar is full of customers. Here. Freya Allen didn't hesitate either, bringing Jeremy Irvine to the basement again. Jeremy Irvine took out his wife's necklace and gave it to the monster, swallowed the necklace like a monster, and Freya Allen on the side noticed what her father said. 2 minutes. Take out the alarm clock and start the timer. No surprises this time. Jeremy Irvine meets his wife. He hastily asked his wife what happened to the car accident in the first place, but the wife is still in a state of confusion. Didn't even notice what Jeremy Irvine asked. But then Jeremy Irvine asked her another question. Said she was driving to meet someone. Turns out Jeremy Irvine didn't meet his wife to say goodbye. Instead, he asked his wife if she was cheating. However, the wife said no. Just then, Freya Allen's alarm clock went off. But just as she was about to put a hood on the monster, she didn't expect the chair and the monster to row back. Immediately after, the monster covered Freya Allen's mouth, so that she can no longer command herself. But I didn't expect Freya Allen to get rich abroad. The monster stopped, reluctantly returned to the black hole. Freya Allen had a dream this day, dreaming that she is face to face with a monster. The monster ripped its face open. There is another cloth bag directly under the face. Then Freya Allen grabbed the monster by the neck, asked him what happened to his father. She didn't expect to find herself breathless. Take away the cloth bag and take a look. She didn't expect it to be Freya Allen herself. Fortunately, she woke up from the dream just in time, but found that the rope around the neck was tightly wrapped around the neck, make her unable to breathe. She hurried to the bathroom to get scissors to cut the rope, but I didn't expect scissors in a panic. Fell to the ground, then he fell to the ground. Fortunately, my best friend appeared at this time, pick up scissors from the ground, cut the rope around Freya Allen's neck. She thought it was over. She didn't expect to dream of her father again at night. Father's last call. He saw his own wife. After a final goodbye, just pour gasoline around your wife, light a fire and prepare to die with the monster. He didn't expect the monster to stand safe and sound in the fire. Father was burned alive. Freya Allen only learned the cause of her father's death. However, Freya Allen's best friend is here for the safety of Freya Allen. Came to an old house through some bar clues. There's lots of stuff on the wall about the bar. She packed all the information into her backpack. But when she went back, as everyone knows, Freya Allen is ready to call her father. Let's see if there's any way to stop this. Unexpectedly, his father said to him, "There's no way. There is no other way but to stop summoning monsters." Freya Allen also felt the fear. He's going to burn the deed. But she didn't expect it to be useless at all. The deed survived the fire. Freya Allen completely collapsed. She got drunk that night. That's when Freya Allen's best friend came to me. No sign of Freya Allen. She went to the basement alone to find. But I didn't expect Freya Allen to be found. The monster quietly appeared behind, and it made her turn and run. The monster picked up the information in her backpack. I ate it in one bite. Then he turned into a man. It turns out that the man was the first owner of the bar. Through him, only then did I learn what kind of existence a monster is. It turned out that hundreds of years ago, he and his brother, a woman, was found in a cave. Women have the ability to be resurrected. The two brothers are ready to make money from this, but he didn't expect women to disagree. The brothers finally burned the woman alive, but soon the woman came back to life again and took revenge on them. Let the plague spread and kill lives. In the end, there is no way. The brothers have imposed a dark curse on the woman. Unable to kill her, they had to lock her up in the basement of the bar forever and use the deed as a deed. Let the owner of the deed take care of the monster. Didn't expect. After, the owner of the deed uses the monster's abilities to make money. It has made her stronger and stronger by now. Just after saying all this, there is no doubt that Freya Allen's best friend was killed, and Freya Allen finally woke up drunk. She found a message from her best friend on her phone. Realizing that my best friend can't find me, definitely going to the basement. Run to the basement in a hurry. Came here and kept shouting for my best friend, but my best friend's voice came from the black hole. At this moment, she didn't even remember what her father said. You can't go inside a black hole. Went right in. It didn't take long to find a girlfriend, but when she passed a corner, a body was found. She didn't expect to be a best friend. Who was that person who was with you just now? She turned around and saw that her best friend had disappeared. The sudden change scared Freya Allen. Run outside. Accidentally fell when I got to the door. Fortunately, Jeremy Irvine showed up and saved Freya Allen. The monster stopped when it reached the top of the stairs. It turned out to be the words written by Freya Allen before. Make her stop chasing. Freya Allen blames herself at this point. If it weren't for herself, girlfriends don't die tragically. One side, Jeremy Irvine quietly drugged Freya Allen's water. Freya Allen woke up to find it was early morning. She immediately realized that something was wrong. She came to the basement only to find Jeremy Irvine is quietly making deals with monsters. The monster took on the form of his wife, telling him to think forever with his wife. Then we have to kill Freya Allen, and told him that Freya Allen was behind. Freya Allen realizes she has been discovered, then run away. Jeremy Irvine saw this and immediately got up and went after him. At this time, he has been fascinated by the monster. He wants to be with his wife forever. Then the two of them chased to the roof. Just as Freya Allen was about to climb down the ladder, Jeremy Irvine grabbed his hand. That's how Freya Allen died. Lily picks up Freya Allen's phone, take his body back to the basement, then put the phone next to the monster. Said he had killed Freya Allen. Unexpectedly, the monster picked up Freya Allen's phone, swallowed. Tell him the guardian on the deed is not dead. It didn't work even if he wrote his name on it. And now she's breaking the rules. Freya Allen's name is still on the deed. She is now Freya Allen. Freya Allen is her, and now she's free. Immediately after, the monster picked up a chair and gave Jeremy Irvine the last floor. So all of them, stepping into the monster's trap at the beginning, she grew stronger through their greed, completely out of the control of the guardian. Then replaced the guardian, be one with her, and the bar was on fire. The monster has finally left. This place has trapped itself for hundreds of years. The movie ends here. See you next time.